Greetings, humans. I come in peace and with podcasts. Welcome to Pod Nation Media, home of the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Monster Island Film Vault, Cthulhu Jack Presents, and Films and Fermentation. All streaming exclusively on Roku. Business, monsters, whiskey, cinema, chaos. Your ears deserve better. Join Pod Nation Media before we probe your algorithm.
Films and Fermentation, movies and inebriation. It's a neon-soaked vibration, a liquid kind of liberation. Pop the lid and start the show, we've got nowhere else to go. Turn the speakers up to 10, then we start it all again. Films and Fermentation, movies and inebriation. Films and Fermentation, comedy mixed with tasty libations. Films and Fermentation libations. Films and Fermentation with Leo, Kevin, and Mike.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Films and Fermentation. On this week's episode, we are calling it Movies So Good We Wish We Could Unsee Them. And the idea behind that title is that we're all going to be talking about movies that we loved so much the first time we saw them for whatever reason. We wish we could get a temporary bit of amnesia so we can watch those films for the first time all over again. Each of us is going to be talking about 5 films from our history as cinephiles to talk about tonight. We are Films and Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast, #1 beer podcast on Good Pods, #1 alcohol podcast on Good Pods, #1 TV and film review podcast in Madagascar, according to Apple Charts. Woohoo! And also, according to Apple Charts, we are the #6 overall TV and film podcast in Madagascar.
Oh, in Madagascar. I'm like, overall?
No, in Madagascar.
What?
We're nowhere near the top 10 on Apple Charts, like, actual worldwide list.
I want to say,
We're not a blip. We're not even a blip on the radar, but we are really popular.
We just surpassed Joe Rogan.
In Madagascar. Wait, I'll tell you, I was looking at the Apple chart today, and there's 2 other podcasts on the Madagascar TV and film chart above us that are 2 that I listen to. That are two of like the most popular film review podcasts in the world, and we're on the top 10 with them in Madagascar.
Oh, what are the other 2? Do you know?
The Rewatchables, which I listen to every week, and Blank Check, which is a podcast where they talk about directors' filmographies. Okay. And they are 2 of the most popular movie podcasts anywhere.
Wow.
And we are in the top 10 with them.
And we're among them, huh? We're sitting at the table.
Madagascar.
in Madagascar, we'd like to move it.
So we keep talking about doing a remote. We have to do it in Madagascar.
What kind of beer do they serve in Madagascar?
Do you guys have your passports to go to Madagascar?
Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves in crates and hop on a ship controlled by penguins and sail our way there. And for some reason, my crate, even though it's on the bottom, will have light inside it. Because I'm the hippo in this situation, just in case you're wondering.
We
Your
can always,
Gloria?
we can always go on your cryptid website and do it.
I just did a whole Madagascar arc. Leo runs from cryptids. Anyway, in case anybody out there listening has forgotten who we are, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
We didn't even get to our names yet. We're already off the rails. We're 3 friends like talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. This week on Films and Fermentation, we're talking about the movies we wish we could experience again for the very first time. You know the ones. The films that stunned us, broke us emotionally, melted our brains, or left us sitting silently through the credits, questioning reality and possibly our life choices. From shocking twists to unforgettable finales, we're revisiting those magical first viewing moments that can never quite be recreated, no matter how many times we rewatch them. Expect nostalgia, heated debates, and at least one argument over whether seeing The Sixth Sense unspoiled was a once-in-a-generation cinematic experience. So grab a drink and join us as we desperately attempt to bottle that fleeting feeling known as movie magic before the internet ruined everything. Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media podcast links. You can watch us on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku, on YouTube, or on Rumble. We're an independent podcast, which means we're listener supported. You can consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Receive members-only content at patreon.com/filmsandfermentation. Buy merchandise at Teespring, or text us at 904-867-4466. What are we drinking tonight?
I'll go first. I'm going through my variety pack of All Trails beer. Last week, I believe I had a Belgian wheat beer, and I had a hazy IPA. Today, I am drinking the New Trail Crisp Lime. This is from a little place called Williamsport, PA, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that last week. I wish we knew somebody in Williamsport. It'd be interesting to travel to the brewery. But I guess that's,
I'll look
just
into
never
it.
going to happen.
I'll look into it. I think I might have a connection out there.
Maybe we should go out there during the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did do the Little League Hall of Fame. I think that's out there, and I did that. That's very cool. 4.8% alcohol by volume. It's got lime in it. I'm guessing it's a summer, Corona or I don't know, lime based. And then this one is one that I'm not quite sure how I'm going to feel about it, but it was in the pack and I'm going to try it. It's called the Prickly Pear Sour. This is a 5% alcohol by volume. It's a ale brew with prickly pear fruit, lemon, and lime. Megan had this the other night. She said it was okay. It wasn't too tart. So I'll let you know how these go.
All right. Mike, are you continuing your Blind Barrels tour?
I took a pause on that tonight because I themed my drink tonight.
Because you what?
Themed my drink tonight.
Themed your drink. What's your theme, sir?
I went exactly. I drink I wish I could try for the very first time again.
Whoa, what's that?
That would
Jungle
be
Juice.
The Bourbon Orange Smash from Devil's Backbone.
Nice.
Everclear.
Hell no.
I kind of theme mine a little bit because I'm drinking a 7 and 7, but I changed the whiskey that I'm doing tonight. I'm drinking a Writer's Tears Irish whiskey that Mike and Adrian have gotten me. I think you got me this for my birthday, either like this year or the year before or something like that. It's a really good whiskey. Triple
It would have
distilled.
to be at least the last one because this year's hasn't come up yet.
Well, you know what I mean. I can't, if it's either a year or two old that you've got me this. Writer's Tears Copper Pot Irish whiskey, triple distilled, 40% alcohol by volume. And the reason I'm drinking Writer's Tears tonight is because 3 days ago I was offered a contract for publication on my new book.
And
well, I can't get much more into it because the contract isn't finalized yet, but I was offered a contract for publication, and I sent him an email back saying that I am interested, and so now we have to look at the contract and all that, and then
I desire a 24-pound of M&Ms only with the teal ones inside, and not with M's but with W's. They should arrive every month on the 3rd. Between 4:15 and 4:18 p.m.
All right, let us celebrate with a little bit of film history. How's that?
This week in film history with Mike. This Week in Film History with Mike.
The film history, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of something for the first one, but I'll let Mike read it first.
1962, Marilyn Monroe sings "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" to JFK before 15,000 attendees, accompanied by jazz pianist Hank Jones at Madison Square Garden, New York City.
Join our Patreon for as little as $1 a month for members-only content. For as little as $1 a month, Kevin will do his impression of Marilyn Monroe singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." No. They got to pay $1 first. We don't give it away for free, man. You gotta titillate them and tantalize them first.
That's what my pimp says too.
Next one, sir.
1969, Midnight Cowboy, directed by John Schlesinger and starring John Voight and Dustin Hoffman, is released. Academy Award Best Picture, 1970.
One of the two stories about this movie that I think are fun is it's the only X-rated movie to win an Oscar for Best Picture, and it's barely R-rated by today's standards. But in 1969, they didn't technically have a rating that would fit this film. And the other one is there's a famous scene where the two of them are crossing the street, and a cab almost runs Dustin Hoffman over, and he turns and he goes, "Hey, I'm walking here." And it was an actual cab that drove through the set because they didn't realize it was a closed set. And he almost got ran over by a real cab driver. And so his line was ad-lib, but the director kept it in because he said it really fit the character. But it almost led to Dustin Hoffman being maimed by a cab. Next one, sir.
1977, original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, A New Hope, directed by George Lucas and starring Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford, premieres.
Never heard of this movie, you guys?
No.
I think it was an indie film.
Yeah, kind of technically was.
Yeah.
It also starred a future indie.
This was done by that same THX guy, right?
Yeah, THX guy. Just funny, I actually heard... I was listening to another podcast today. They were doing the Robert Duvall Hall of Fame, so they were talking about THX 1138 today because he starred in that one. Next one.
Also in 1977, Caper comedy film Smokey and the Bandit, starring Burt Reynolds, Sally Fields, and Jackie Gleason, premieres at Radio City Music Hall, New York City.
And first time George Lucas cockblocks Burt Reynolds at the box office.
1979 horror film Alien, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Sigourney Weaver, is released.
I saw a meme today. There's some satire site that I come across on Instagram all the time, and they had a picture of Sigourney Weaver in her like mini panties from Alien, and underneath it said newest 4K release of Alien spends ample amount of time recreating Sigourney Weaver's bush for the film. For the special 4K release.
Oh, Jesus.
Satire, folks, not real. Next one.
1980, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, produced by George Lucas, opens in cinemas in the UK and North America.
And George Lucas successfully cock blocks Burt Reynolds for the second time, taking out Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Yeah, that Smokey and the Bandit 2 didn't really make the list.
It was number 2 that year. He got cock blocked. Empire Strikes Back. Next one, sir. Ooh,
excuse me.
Right?
Yeah. 1980 horror film The Shining is released, directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall, based on a book by Stephen King.
Stanley Kubrick successfully gave Shelley Duvall a nervous breakdown directing her in that film. She was never the same afterwards. Next one, sir.
So we're going to continue on these indie films. 1983, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars Episode 6, produced by George Lucas, first released.
There was no cock blocking of Burt Reynolds this year. He gave up on Smokey and the Bandit by that point. All
In 1984, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the second of the film series, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, and produced by George Lucas. Lucasfilms premieres.
A movie that gets a lot of flack, but one that I kind of enjoy.
I think I want to put this out and plant the seed in your brains, gentlemen. There were 5 Indiana Jones movies.
Mm-hmm.
Rank them from best to worst. Take your time.
For me personally, the best is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have said Temple of Doom a few years ago, but having revisited Last Crusade, I would put that second. I would put Doom third. I would put Crystal Skull fourth, and the recent one last. Yeah. I've only seen Dial of Destiny once, so I probably would need to rewatch it again in order to do my rankings for it.
We see I do Crusade, then Raiders, then Dial of Destiny, then Temple of Doom, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
Yeah, see, I have to revisit it just to see if Mike.
I haven't watched the Dial of Destiny yet, so.
We don't have to do a sequel war for that because I'm pretty sure Raiders would beat Temple of Doom. Next one, sir.
1985, A View to a Kill, the 14th James Bond film, last to star Roger Moore, also starring Grace Jones and Christopher Walken, premieres in San Francisco.
Both Grace Jones and Christopher Walken gave very normal performances.
Whoa. Bond.
Hello, Bond.
What are you doing here? Are you trying to stop my sharks with laser beams on the heads?
Are you trying to get me to talk? No. I almost did my Goldfinger.
I actually think the song did better than the movie did. So
yeah, the song was a good song. No, Mr. Bond, I want you to die. Wow. Next one, sir.
I'm going to tell you this. On this list, this week, every Indiana Jones movie except for Raiders premiered this week.
Yeah, right. I know.
So, in 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, and produced by George Lucas, Lucasfilms, is premieres.
All right, real quick, rank them from 1 to 5. Raiders.
Here we go.
Yeah. Next one, sir.
1993, Star Trek episode Second Chances airs, guest starring Mae Jemison, the first real-life astronaut to appear on the show.
One of the episodes I've only seen a handful of times. I'm not like super familiar with it, but I think it's like her and like another group of people from like 20th century Earth are like frozen or something, and
they paid for cryogenics and they were ejected into space, and then they came across.
Because I get it confused with the Scotty episode, but I think that one's called Artifacts.
It's called Artifacts, yeah.
Yeah. So I added this one. I'll read it. 1993, the final episode of Cheers, titled "One for the Road," aired. We're recording this on May 21st, and the final episode aired on May 20th of 1993. So we're
Did you guys watch it? The final episode? Did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see afterwards? I guess Lena was on at the time, and the party that the cast members they were so sloshed.
They never got to drink real alcohol on the show. So
no.
For 11 years, George Wendt was drinking some weird like apple juice concoction that looked like beer. Great final scene though, because it's Norm talking to Sam, telling him, you never
always go back to your
true love.
Yeah.
And then Sam sees the customer at the door and it's like, sorry, we're closed, and turns the lights off. It's very beautiful. It's one compared to the Seinfeld finale that we talked about last week as being one of the worst. The Cheers one is by far one of the best. Next one, sir.
1995, Braveheart, directed by and starring Mel Gibson and Sophie Macaro.
Oh, see, you always try to go French and then you fuck up the actual French. Sophie Marceau.
Okay. Premieres at Seattle Film Festival Best Picture 1996.
Also, Best Director, Mel Gibson. I love Braveheart. Braveheart's on my list of like movies I can watch all the time and never be bored.
Yep.
Like if it's on, I'll just watch it. Just have it in the background. It's really good background noise.
Mm-hmm. Good soundtrack by James Horner.
Yes. Oh, I was going to ask you if you could tell me who did the soundtrack of the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring.
You're the soundtrack Howard.
Guy. Yes.
Howard. Oh, it's not Newman. Right. Howard.
Dude.
Synonym for the beach.
Howard Shore.
Yes.
Howard Shore.
Howard Shore. We didn't talk about it last week when we did the Lord of the Rings episode, and I was like, I wanted to actually bring it up because I know you're a soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack. It's a great score.
Beautiful.
And
score.
Honestly, the songs that they've had, and you doing Let It Be. Yeah, I think that's it. They had Ed Sheeran do one for the Hobbit for the Desolation of Smog. They had what's his name for Return of the King, the one who played Pippin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
singing the song to Denethor. I'd say like the score is beautiful. The piece of music that I love the most is in Return of the King. It's right before the Riders of Rohan and the King of Rohan go into battle. And he gives his speech, and then that like solo violin starts playing. And it gets more and more instruments join in, and then the battle starts, and I get fucking chills every time I hear that. I love that's one of my favorite pieces of film music. All right, speaking of masterpieces, what's the next one, Mike?
This is Kevin's favorite. 1987 Lost World, Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore, premieres in the U.S.
I think it was a blessing that Michael Crichton had passed before this movie came out, because when he sees, being praised for the work of Jurassic Park, and then being asked, because he wasn't going to do a sequel, being asked to write a sequel book, and having done The Lost World, and having to
come up with a way that Jeff Goldblum survives.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum survives. And then having Spielberg take and go, yeah, but I really wanted to put them in a city. Can we put dinosaurs in a city? And then just,
Spielberg has said later that he kind of regrets doing this film that was sort of like, not a cash grab, but it was the film that kind of gave him the cash that he needed to do Saving Private Ryan afterwards. So, sometimes you got to take a check just to get what you want to get done.
The ends justified the means, but
somehow. Speaking of masterpieces.
Yeah, so we're going to keep up with these this Indie series here. So we're going to 1999, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, directed by George Lucas, starring Ian McGregor, Natalie Portman, and Liam Neeson, is released in cinemas.
Don't forget, it also stars Jar Jar Binks.
If it didn't have Jar Jar, the movie would be much better.
If Darth Maul wasn't sliced in half at the end, the movie would have been better.
Man, I felt so bad.
Darth Maul was in all three movies. The trilogy would have been better.
Yeah, I felt so bad for that actor for all the crap he got.
Oh, Lloyd, he ended up quitting acting afterwards. Like it was, I think it's his only movie.
Jake Lloyd, yeah, but I was talking about the one who played Jar Jar.
Oh, Ahmed Best.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of made up for
redeemed.
Yeah, he's the Jedi that saves Grogu. Speaking of masterpieces, next one, sir.
Yes. 2001 DreamWorks Pictures Shrek, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz, in voice roles debuts.
I mean, I like the first Shrek. I really like the first one. I actually kind of like the second one. It's just becoming more and more like do we need another one at this point?
Exactly.
There's a fifth one I think that they're working on now,
and not counting your series of Puss in Boots.
Yeah, the Puss in Boots series and whatever, and like the
Christmas new one, like Shrek gets an iPad and things change. And
I think that's a new Toy Story. They get the
iPad. Oh, right.
Toy Story 5.
Donkey.
Next one, sir.
2004 cult romantic film The Notebook premieres in Seattle Film Festival, starring Rachel McAdams, Ryan Gosling, and directed by Nick Cassavetes.
Yeah, when I read this earlier, Mike, and I saw cult romantic, I was like, is this really a cult film? And then like I looked it up, I was like, it didn't really do well at the box office.
Yeah.
Mm.
But this movie, like fire
Blew
and
up with-
cable and
Had wonderful memes.
yeah,
You know,
I mean,
when
it's
talking to your wife about, choosing something for dinner. What do you want? What do you want? I don't know what do you want?
apparently Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling didn't enjoy working together.
No.
I find hard to believe they're both so beautiful.
That's the problem. Both of them are too beautiful to be in the same room.
Yeah. Let me tell you, so I just saw Rachel McAdams' most recent movie, Send Help,
Oh, how was
which
that?
is it's a Sam Raimi horror film. It's really good. She is nuts in that film, and I'll tell you, she's nuts, but I would throw my life away for that kind of nuts. She's still hot.
Over before he said that.
Speaking of masterpieces, next one, Mike.
2007, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, directed by Gore Verbinski,
Mhm.
starring Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom. Premieres in Anaheim. Most expensive film, $300 million made at the time.
Man, you would think like a movie that was made for $300 million would be hard to like make the money back at the box office, but this movie was gigantic.
Because it was the last of the three.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be the last.
Well, it was the last of the original three. After Orlando Bloom's character and Keira Knightley's character's gone, I don't count after.
Yeah, because after that, and then it's just the caricature of what Jack Sparrow used to be.
They had to bring Keith Richards back from the dead to shoot the scenes he had in this film.
He's been dead since 1982. Nobody told him. He's basically a zombie at this point. He's the Walking Dead. Last Pirates movie I ever saw.
I
saw this one in the theater.
After that, I went, why?
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to be sarcastic on this one. Speaking of masterpieces,
2007 Coen Brothers film No Country for Old Men, based on Cormac McCarthy's novel starring Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, yep, and Josh Brolin, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival, Best Picture 2008. I moved my screen so it's up higher than I'm used to reading it at.
So this one, Best Picture, Best Director for the Coen Brothers, Best Screenplay, I believe, and Best Supporting Actor for Javier Bardem, playing one of the most
What's the most you ever
villains.
risked on a coin toss?
Oh, he's so scary in this goddamn film. From the Dutch boy haircut to the cow prod weapon that he uses to kill people, to the fact that he kills everybody because it's his job. Like he's so scary in this film. Speaking of masterpieces, last one.
Yeah, it's not the last one. We got two more.
We got two more. All right, let's go. We got more masterpieces to talk about.
2008, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, and produced by George Lucasfilms, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival.
I'm surprised nobody had this on their list of movies they wish they could see again for the first time. All right, no lie. Next one is a masterpiece.
2009, Quentin Tarantino film, Inglourious Basterds, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival with an ensemble cast including Brad Pitt, Michael Fassbender, and Diane Kruger.
Also won Best Supporting Actor for Christoph Waltz, his first of two in a row for two Quentin Tarantino films. So he won the next year for Django Unchained. And it also won Best Original Screenplay for Quentin Tarantino. Written on a dare. He was told, or it was often stated in a lot of like articles and stuff and opinion pieces that he didn't know how to write suspense. He only knew how to write violence and like visceral and like comedy and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, all right, I'll show you guys. And he wrote a movie that has like 3 or 4 of the most suspenseful scenes in cinema history.
Now, there was another movie called Inglourious Basterds, wasn't there? And
From
this
the
has
60s.
nothing to do with not.
You know how Tarantino is. Like, he loves to do homages to movies that he grew up with and stuff. So Inglourious Basterds is not based on the original movie or remake of the original movie. It's his original screenplay. It's just named after that original movie.
Okay.
Like Django Unchained. Django was a movie from the 60s as well, and he has the actor who plays Django makes a cameo role in Django Unchained. You know, he's a movie encyclopedia and just loves to like do homages to things that only he knows about. And our final masterpiece of the evening.
And as I was telling you, every movie except for Raiders in this series came out this week. So in 2023, the final Indiana Jones film, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, premieres in the Cannes Film Festival, starring Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, directed by James Mangold, and executive produced by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Spielberg said, "Fuck directing anymore."
Yeah. Well, this is this month is the month that a lot of movies premiere at the Cannes Film Festival. So that's why you see the Cannes popping up a lot in this film history. I actually haven't. The list just came out recently of the movies that are premiering this year, and I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. I want to check it out and see if there's anything on there I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah, I would say, and this was not a bad indie movie, all things considered. You know, it does show an aged Indiana Jones, and he played. I mean, he's playing the character as an aged Indiana Jones.
The de-aged indie scenes are a little uncanny valley, though.
Yeah.
It's a little Moff Tarkin from Rogue One. You know. Again, the only reason I ranked it so low on my list because I've only seen it once. I got to see it. Like I've seen Crystal Skull twice because I was like, is it really as bad as I thought it was the first time I saw it? And then I watched it again and I was like, yeah, it was pretty much as bad as the first time I saw it. So I got to watch Dial of Destiny again and just see. But I don't know. I'm such a fanboy of the original three. I don't know if I would rank above any of the other ones anyway. All right, let's move on to some beer news.
Kevin's here, he's here for beer. He's got news, it's beer news with Kevin.
So I'm going to top Mike here. Mike had 23 this day in film histories. I have 24 beer newses, all of which are from scientific journals. So
at the end of your beer news, we're just going to call it a night because I don't think we can make it through. I'm already buzzed and I've only been through 2 glasses of the writer's tears.
So that means we're going to do part 2 tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. I'll cut out 22 of them. I'll only give you 2 of the stories. Okay?
It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm probably not going to be sober till Tuesday.
All right, gentlemen. Have you guys had Schlitz beer before?
Yeah.
It's an old brew.
Liquor.
Yeah. Well, it's a gone brew now. Beloved and iconic beer discontinued after 200 years of brewing. That's for you, Adrian. If it feels like Schlitz has always been around, it might be because, well, it kind of has. It has been brewed for 177 years, but it looks like there won't be a 178th year for the beer that made Milwaukee famous. The Daily Pour reported that Pabst Brewing Company has made the decision to discontinue the brew, and that Wisconsin Brewing Company made the official announcement. It is terrible news for the folks who still love Schlitz, but it does come with at least one bit of silver lining. The bit of good news? Well, Wisconsin Brewing Company said that it will make a final batch of Schlitz based on the recipe from 1948. The Daily Pour reported that the cold ones will hit shelves on June 27th. Schlitz fans better stock up. Since Schlitz is the beer that made Milwaukee famous, I decided to brew a beer that would be representative of the time Schlitz was on top of the brewing world. Wisconsin Brewing Company brewmaster Kirby Nelson said, "This brew will represent the golden age of Schlitz." The Daily Pour reported that the first Schlitz was made in 1849 by Austin Krug, a German immigrant. The outlet reported that Schlitz was once the largest brewer in the country, but a recipe changed in 1970 sent sales tumbling. Pabst bought Schlitz in 1999. There still might be hope for the beer despite the news. There's a change.org petition encouraging Pabst to continue making the beer. It's more than just a drink. It's a tradition that ties us back to an era when simplicity and quality were the hallmarks of a good beer, the petition states. Unfortunately, that petition currently has just 101 signatures. So if you like your Schlitz, you better get it quick because it ain't going to be around next year.
Or sign that damn petition.
Last week, I talked to you guys about the pairing of beer. I believe it was it Miller?
It was Miller
Bud?
and
Bud?
something.
And
No,
Pringles.
it was Busch Light and
Light and Pringles.
Pringles.
right?
Yeah, doing some
Yeah.
sort of like barbecue flavor or some shit.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, it was beer cheese flavored
Beer
Pringles
cheese.
and Busch Light.
and
You put
I
this in here
touched,
for me, didn't you? Jesus.
I touched on the fact that there's a Cheez-Its beer combo. So Cheez-Its and Coors Light have collaborated on beer cheese flavored crackers. If we had to call it, we may sell it. We may well say that beer cheese is going to be a weirdly prominent flavor in the second half of 2026. That's if snacks are anything to go by, at least. Beer cheese, which is different from pub cheese and is also kind of exactly what it sounds like, a combination of beer and cheese in a savory dip. I love beer cheese, by the way.
Yeah, I
Who
do too.
doesn't love beer cheese?
Had a brief showing last year at Campbell's PBR infused chunky soups, but frankly, the option that contained its flavors kind of sucked. You can only hope that those clever food scientists have gone back to the drawing board because beer cheese has just shown up in a new Pringles flavor with Miller Lite, and now Cheez-Its is getting involved too. Yep, that's right. Not to be outdone by Pringles, Cheez-Its has collaborated with Coors Light to release a new beery, cheesy cracker. Here's what you need to know about this new flavor, as announced by at Snackalator last week. These two brands have teamed up to bring the world the beer cheese flavored crackers. As with regular Cheez-Its crackers, these ones are made with 100% real cheese, although there's no word yet on whether they're made with 100% real beer. As they don't contain alcohol.
Whoa. If they're not made with beer, how can it be beer cheese?
At least you don't have
Glass
to
full
worry
of
about
eyes.
eating them before you drive anywhere. Right now, we're unsure when the cheese crackers are going to be dropping, and indeed where they'll be dropping too. Snackalator pointed out that in the post that these crackers have been spotted on the Target website, but another glance today has revealed that the listing has been removed for now. Dun, dun, dun. We'll be waiting with bated breath to see where they pop up. And will they be any good until we try them? It's kind of hard to tell. And because they haven't been released, no one's had their hands on them just yet. However, this didn't stop people from the comment section from taking their moment to have a pop at the cheese beer brand in question. I'm questioning if the person who approved this flavor has ever drank Coors Light, or like any beer for that matter, said one comment, from which garnered a few likes. A subsequent comment responding to it did assert that beer cheese has been around for a minute. So, but queried as to the use of Coors Light, given that Coors didn't make our list of light beers that actually taste good. We're not in any position to judge that one. But hey, we're reserving judgment until we can actually get a handful of these things. And that's that. That's the story from sport. Oh, and I did look up because somebody had said Pringles are not potato chips. And they are not potato chips. They need to be a potato chip. They need to be a chip. They need to be cut from a potato. They are not. They are a paste. It's a powdery paste combined with a lot of other things that they are able to put onto sheets and then mold and then bake. So I think I'm not eating Pringles anymore.
This has been Beer News with Kevin and Pringles News with Kevin. All right.
Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates Leo.
Oh, it's an obituary-free week for movie updates with Leo.
Nobody's died in the past 3 days.
No, not since. Yes, we recorded on Monday. It is now Thursday, so we've had a 3-day reprieve. There's a spinoff of the Expendables films, Kev, in the works. It's an all-female cast, and it's tentatively titled The Expendables.
Expendables. Oh my god.
I'm hoping this is satire, but then I looked it up on IMDb, and it does say pre-production.
Yeah, I think I heard something about this before. Yeah.
The Expendables. I don't know who's in it.
I can't fathom.
I can't
I
fathom. who would
mean,
be in
there's
it.
a handful that might make the cut.
I mean, like, who would be your? I mean, most of the female action stars I can think of are probably a little bit past their prime at this point.
I believe I saw a picture of it might have been satire for what they thought it was to be. I believe Theron was on it.
Who?
Theron.
Oh, Charlize Theron. I mean, that fits. I guess maybe Scarlett Johansson would fit.
Honestly, Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, but I don't know if they would like. It's weird. Like, I don't know who would be in this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So more info to follow. The Boys Amazon series based on the comic book by Garth Ennis is coming to an end.
It was amazing.
What did you think of that finale?
I watched it last night. It was amazing.
You really liked it?
Yeah, I did. I like the series.
I
The
like
finale,
the series too, but
did you think they wrapped things up too clean in the finale?
I think they promised us scorched earth, and we still had a half hour to go after all of the ties were tied up. You know, like they did all. I don't want to say anything because I want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet. But like after everything is said and done, there was still a half hour left in the show.
Yeah,
and it was like kind of felt like because in the comic, I mean, I know like they kind of veered very far from the comic in the last season. The last issue is called Scorched Earth, and Homelander basically just goes on a fucking earth-destroying kill spree before he's finally like taken down by the boys, and they kind of promised us that, and we didn't get it.
Okay,
I liked that final exchange with Butcher and Homelander. Again, without trying to get into the spoilers, but you know, and I liked the stuff with the Deep.
Yes,
that was a lot of fun.
Poor Kevin.
But yeah, Kevin. and then, but yeah, it was like they promised us scorched earth, and we didn't really get scorched earth. We did get a lot of ball gags.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was the most violent episode.
We did get a thinly veiled representation of Elon Musk.
Said he wanted to be an actor.
All right, in even better news, Transformers the movie, yes, the animated film, Transformers the movie, is getting a 4K theater release for its 40th anniversary in September. It'll be in theaters from September 17th to September 21st, a 4K release.
I know what episode we're doing in September.
Well, I know I'm definitely going to see it, whether I go see it with you guys or by myself. I'm going to go see this shit.
We can do a podcast after it.
You can see the pores on Optimus Prime's face in 4K.
You're going to see the director's cut that included a ball gag.
Yeah. in the scene where he says, "Oh shit, what are we going to do?" He actually says, "Oh fuck," in 4K. Mandalorian and Grogu hits theaters on May 22nd, which would be the day after we record this episode. Early reviews so far from critics are
yeah, it's back and forth.
Huh?
It's a lot of back and forth, I hear.
A lot of what I hear is like this could have been the next season, and that didn't necessarily have to be a 2-hour movie.
Disney wasn't going to fund another season. They were only going to give them enough money for a movie.
Well, they were hoping they could pop out a movie that would actually make money for Star Wars.
Yeah,
you know, it's all on Grogu. Grogu can't bring in the bucks.
People are still going to go see it.
I mean, people are still going to see it. I don't know if it's going to make the money they hope it makes, but people will go see it. I'm more excited about Starfighter, which comes out I think next year, which stars Ryan Gosling, and it's going to be
Ryan Gosling.
What's that?
That's because you're in love with Ryan Gosling.
He's dreamy. And but I'm like excited because it's going to be a film that focuses on like X-wing fighters and not other things. So I thought it sounds kind of cool. Must try brew, Mike.
Yes, Alaskan Brew Company's Alaskan Smoked Porter is a pioneer American smoked beer, first brewed in 1988 using Adderwood smoke, giving it a rich campfire-like character, unlike traditional porters. Widely regarded as one of the most influential smoked beers in the U.S., it has earned numerous awards at the Great American Beer Festivals and helped popularize the idea that certain craft beers can age gracefully like wine. Each beer includes a vintage date, encouraging drinkers to compare how the beer develops over time. Released in limited batches every fall, is known for deep roasted malt flavors, subtle sweetness, and evolving smoky complex with age. Who clicked on the sheet because you blocked half my words when I was trying to read?
Oh, sorry. I was typing something. I must have hit it by accident. I was typing something for later. I'm actually opened up twice because I'm opened up on two computers. So let me close out one of them. Sorry.
Not a problem. I got through it. Good.
You done? Okay, cool. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with our main segment, movies we'd love to watch again for the first time, or as we called it in the title, movies so good we wish we could unsee them. So we'll be right back. All right. So tonight's main segment is movies we'd love to watch again for the first time, movies we wish we could unsee so we can see them again. Each of us made a list of 5 films. My original list was all movies with twist endings, and I'm like, it can't all be that way. So I did change my list a little bit. We all tried to kind of come up with 5 unique films. Mike and I have one in common because I just couldn't see myself changing that one.
Yeah, we could do that fourth one that's set together. So
yeah, and then I was looking at my movie list and I realized every one of my movies, I believe, came out in the 90s. I'm double checking. Yes, every one of the movies I chose came out in the 90s.
Yeah, the only one I wasn't sure about was B.
Fight Club was 97. Usual Suspects was 95. Yeah, so all my movies came out in the 90s, and it kind of like wasn't on purpose, but then I'm looking at it, I'm like, it kind of makes sense for me because the 90s was kind of when I started becoming a movie completionist and trying to like watch all of a director's filmography or all of an actor's filmography. Yeah, this is when I considered myself the birth of my cinephilia. So each of us will talk about one film. We're going to do like kind of round robin style here. I figured we could talk about what's the first time you saw this film? Where did you see it? Like what was your reaction to it? Like the reasons why you would like to see this again for the first time. So the first movie on my list is one that I've mentioned many times as a movie that I wish I could see again for the first time. And that is The Usual Suspects. Stars Gabriel Byrne, Kevin Spacey, Benicio del Toro, Stephen Baldwin, and Kevin Pollak, as well as Pete Postlethwaite and a number of other actors like Chaz Palminteri. Really good movie. Sort of a mobster, gangster crime thriller with a really, really amazing twist ending. And it's not just the twist ending that makes it amazing, but it's the way that the twist ending unfolds.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert for a movie that came out in 1995. But you find out that one of the members of the crew is the villain they've been looking for all along. And it's revealed that all the stories he had been telling throughout the movie, he was taking information off of a corkboard that was behind a detective the whole time he's being interviewed. And it's a really awesome reveal. And so the first time I saw this was, I want to say I was home. I was living at home in South Philly when I was growing up. I was 95. I was probably a freshman in college. And I was watching this late one night. I was up late, big shocker, 18-year-old not going to bed at, a normal time. And watched this. I think it had to be around 2 or 3 in the morning when the movie finished. And I'm like by myself watching this film, and I see the ending and I see the twist and I learn the secrets, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, this movie was a slow burn, but man, that reveal made that slow burn so worth it.
Well, slow Gabriel burn.
Yeah, slow Gabriel burn. And then basically by the end of the film, every time I've watched it since then, I'm like, this is not as slow a burn as I remember, but it's also because I've seen it numerous times at this point. But man, if I could learn that secret all over again, and I'm glad this was pre-internet, because this movie would have fucking ruined in a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I was able to see it at a time where it couldn't be ruined for me. And not a lot of my friends had known much about this at the time, so I had seen it myself, like kind of on my own. Just something I was kind of interested in, because like I said, the 90s were kind of my time for becoming a movie fanatic, and so it's just like I have to watch these movies. And yeah, it's just such a great film. I always say there's a line that Gabriel Byrne says in the film. He gets shot in the back by Kaiser Soze, and he says to him, "I can't feel my legs, Kaiser." And whenever my knees are hurting me, I say that a lot. Like, it's like, can't feel my legs, Kaiser. Have either of you seen Usual Suspects, or
I have
feelings for it like I do?
I enjoy the movie. I think it's got comedy in the right places. You know,
Yes.
Kevin Pollak and Benicio del Toro, and the which Baldwin was it? Steven play off of each other really well. You know, but it's good. It's very good.
Stephen Baldwin's got a scene, and it always cracks me up when he's on the roof of a building, and he's got the sniper rifle, and he's lining up his shots, and he's like, "Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he shot some guys." And then there's the famous lineup scene where they all start cracking up as they're saying the line. Apparently, when they were doing the scene, it was supposed to be straight, like none of them were supposed to laugh. But for some reason, Benicio del Toro kept farting while they were in the interrogation room, and the rest of the guys in the cast couldn't hold it in, and eventually they ended up using the take of them all laughing because they couldn't get a better one. But it ends up being better. It's better that they start laughing because it makes it seem like they're guys who know each other real well, and it makes them more camaraderie in the scene.
There's another story I heard about, or not a story, just in the scene where Benicio del Toro is being told to read a line, and he reads it. He's got a very interesting voice, either a lisp or something.
He talks with a very distinct mumble, and it was like his choice to kind of do that. And so like the line is, "Give me the fucking keys, you fucking cocksucker." And he goes, "Give me the fucking keys, and the guy goes, "In English, please." And he's like, "What? In English? Give me the fucking keys, you what the fuck?" He said in an interview years later, because he's actually got a pretty small part in the movie because he gets killed like very soon after that. He said, like, "I only have a few scenes. I get killed very early in the film, so I want to do something that makes me stand out so people remember me." And so the voice was his way of standing out in the film. Let's go to Kevin's first. So, Kev, you have multiple films on your list that I would have put on mine, but I was trying to save some for you guys because I knew like you guys would probably pick some of the ones I was going to pick. This is one of them.
This is why, I mean, you sent the list, and when I got on, I was like, I have to start adding now because I know my choices will be taken. No, this, I mean, you guys know I'm a Christopher Nolan fan.
Really?
I know, you may not be aware. I love his Dark Knight trilogy. I loved Inception. I loved Interstellar. Yeah, that's it. But this one kind of goes under the radar, I'd say. I mean, it's easy to find somebody who's never seen it.
Yeah.
You know? And this is The Prestige. It came out in 2006. It has Christian Bale. It has Michael Caine. It has Hugh Jackman. Scarlett Johansson. Yep. What's her name? Elizabeth.
I think this is the first collaboration he does with Michael Caine, because Michael Caine then does like about a half a dozen movies with him after this.
Right. Well, no, I don't. I think Batman Begins came out before this.
Okay,
Could
I'll
be
look it up
wrong
while you're
about
talking
that.
about it.
Yeah. Also has Rebecca Hall. David Bowie has an appearance.
Yes,
in here
David
as
Bowie.
Nikola
I
Tesla.
love that scene with him as Nikola Tesla. That's a great scene.
And Andy
Very
Serkis.
unexpected.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a great movie about two magicians who pretty much go out on an all-out war after tragedy befalls one, possibly at the hands of the other. You know,
So you're right. Batman Begins came out in 2005.
Mhm.
This came out in 2006.
Right,
So he did the Prestige between Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
right. But it's a great movie about competing showmen, competing magicians to who has the better show, who has the better tricks, and just towards the end, I'd say the last act, the third act, it's just revelation after revelation after revelation, all the way up until the end, as to what is actually happening. And it's enough to make you want to go back and rewatch it to see if you can catch anything,
Yeah. And this is one that, like, I was trying not to include all twist endings on my list, because this has such a great twist ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I knew somebody else would take it, so I wasn't going to put it on my list anyway. But yeah, I love The Prestige. A twin film came out the same year as The Illusionist.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. That had
Edward Norton and
Jessica Biel.
Not as good a film.
No, Rufus, not
Sewell,
Wayne, right?
yeah.
Rufus,
Sewell.
Sewell.
It's a good movie,
Mhm.
but it's definitely not as memorable as The Prestige. The Prestige had
No.
more of like a popcorn movie going experience to it. Yeah, and definitely has that Nolan like feel to it. It's the first collaboration with Christian Bale.
Yes.
And it's only his third
No.
film.
No.
What? Oh, what was Christian
Batman
Bale?
Begins. Batman Begins.
That's right. I keep forgetting Batman Begins was the year before this. Yeah. So Batman Begins would then have been his first collaboration with Bale and Caine,
Mhm.
and then brought them back for this, because before this he did Memento.
Mhm.
His first film was an independent film called The Following, which I've seen. It's kind of boring. It's a really hard film to get into. Memento is his first big Hollywood production and a very good film. And then Batman Begins is like his introduction to
Yeah,
the
those
studio
two movies.
system.
Those two movies started, allowing him to get blank checks from production
exactly.
studios. Yeah.
And if you listen to the Blank Check podcast, they will discuss that way.
And it's well worth it, man. The things that followed: Inception, Interstellar.
What
Tenet.
is in your movie his best? What is you think is his best film? Not your favorite, his best film.
Ooh, his best film. Man, I want to say Oppenheimer, but I have such a love for Interstellar, and the science behind Interstellar. And then the more I find out, the more I love the movie.
Yeah.
They used an actual astrophysicist, Kip Thorne, as just the guy to go to for the creation of the black hole, the concept of gravity and time, and everything else that kind of comes with it, and how he put so much thought and accuracy into the science behind it, that the black hole that they developed for the movie is now used in teaching astrophysics. Astrophysics.
I was going to say, it's so scientifically accurate that it's now used as a teaching model.
Yes,
I love Interstellar too. I think it's one of McConaughey's best performances.
Yep.
I love the cameo of Matt Damon in it.
Yes,
and it's one of Jessica Chastain's best performances too. I love her in that film.
I like that they kept Matt Damon's role. Matt Damon. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are we talking The Prestige, or are we just talking about Nolan?
We're talking about Nolan. Yeah, we kind of turned this into a Nolan conversation.
Yeah.
I'll end it by saying my favorite film is Dunkirk. Let's move on into Mike's then. Yeah, Mike's getting getting like glazed eyes, waiting to do his first thing. We just got through our first two.
Yeah, no, and we've already been on for an hour.
Mike, what's your first one?
Mine's the
Speaking of masterpieces,
1981 Raiders of the Lost Ark, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, John Rhys Davies, Alfred Molina's in it. Probably one of his first roles.
it's his very first role. Yeah, he
God, I
dies
love
5
it.
minutes into the film.
I love this movie.
I love this movie too. It's the movie that introduced me to Karen Allen.
Yeah.
It's probably the movie that introduced most of us to archaeology.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And then all the people that went to archaeology because of this movie went, "Fuck! All we're doing is digging." Not
I was gonna say for those of us on this podcast who took an archaeology class in college, not as interesting.
Not the same.
no, it's exactly how your class is probably exactly how he was teaching it in class.
Yeah,
X does not mark the spot.
actually, my teacher was a grad student who never taught before, and I was already teaching at the time, so I was helping him do lesson plans.
Leo wrote "love you" on his eyelids.
Yeah,
So every time he blinked,
I would hand him an apple as I ran out of the classroom.
So, what are your thoughts? And this is to go to the TV show The Big Bang Theory, that if Indy hadn't done anything,
Mhm.
the Nazis
It
still
wouldn't
would
have
not have
mattered, yeah.
it wouldn't have mattered.
I was going to say Mike wants to rewatch it again for the first time to see if he agrees with the Big Bang Theory.
No, I think just because, like I said, it introduced most of us to archaeology. And, from there you got Laura Croft, you got
It also cemented
You got
Harrison
National
Ford as
Treasure.
yeah.
Uncharted,
Mhm.
video games.
I mean, not that Harrison Ford wasn't already a star from Star Wars, but this cemented Harrison Ford as the
As the lead.
man.
as a lead man.
The
I
lead
bet you
man.
Tom Selleck kicks himself in the ass every time the movie comes on.
Was it he turned it down, or was it because of
he
Magnum PI?
turned it down because
He
of
turned it
Magnum
down?
PI.
Okay, yeah, because I think he was contracted with Magnum PI at the time. I don't know. It would have been a different film. I don't know if it would have been as popular.
Mm-mm.
And then just for the time, the visual effects or at the end, it was just spectacular.
The melting faces.
The melting faces.
One of the most horrific visuals in the history of film that's not from a horror film.
Exactly.
I love the movie. I mean, I don't prescribe to the Big Bang theory. Like, I feel like he has
It's
to
the
be
butterfly
in it.
effect.
No, because-
I mean, something could have happened. That
Here's
would
the
have been
thing.
different.
This is what I'm going to say. They wouldn't have found it without him because they didn't have the other side of
So
the
it's his
medallion.
fault. You can say there's a lot of films. I'm sure if you really pick nits with some films, you can find a lot of films where this is the case.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like if Marty McFly had never got into the DeLorean, would his
If
future
Eric,
been
if
affected?
Eric Stoltz had just
If Eric
played
Stoltz
the
did not get fired, if he actually did bang Leah Thompson, would he be his own dad?
you remember the thing I said?
no,
Jared?
no.
Yeah, the bootstrap. Yeah. He keeps going back. And he ends up doing a 3-way with himself and his mom.
What he doesn't understand is his father's actually Howard the Duck. So
Yeah. That's right. That's why he's musically inclined. Spiritually Leah Thompson and Howard the Duck. No, Kevin sent me this one where it's a comedy sketch where the guy ends up sleeping with the mom, and then Doc Brown is like, "You did what?
You have
He's
to
like,
go back and fix it.
You have to go back and fix it." And then he goes back to a time earlier to try to stop himself, and he ends up having a 3-way with himself and his mom.
God.
It's like, you don't understand, Doc. He's hot. Oh God, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
The second one on my list is Fight Club.
Let's go.
So this is the second movie on my list that I put because of a surprise ending. I originally had a different movie on my list, but Mike has it on his, so I took it off. So I went with Fight Club instead. Oh no, Mike took it off his list.
I did.
I'm gonna put it in honorable mentions then, since I originally had it on my list. But I supplanted it with the Fight Club. I love David Fincher, one of my favorite directors. I love many of his films. The first David Fincher film I saw was Alien 3, which is shocking considering I like David Fincher films.
He didn't like that film. That
did
wasn't
not like
his
that film.
fault. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah. I mean, as I was getting more into studying Hollywood and studying like the oral history of many films and learning like his backstory with that, like it almost made him quit directing, which is a shame because then we wouldn't have gotten Fight Club and some of these other films. I believe Fight Club is the second film I saw from Fincher was the Game. The one with Michael Douglas and Sean Penn, which is a great movie.
Yes.
And then I saw Fight Club. I kind of seen his movies like in a row. Like I've kind of seen them as they've come out. And I love Fight Club, man. And talk about twist endings. And a bleak fucking movie.
Yeah.
And man, Meatloaf tits are huge in this film. Great. I love Helena Bonham Carter in this film. It is such a not Helena Bonham Carter role. And it's great.
You mean it's not the same woman we've seen in The Queen?
No, it's not the Queen of Hearts. It's not the Queen in the King's Speech. It's not even the weird lady we see in a lot of Tim Burton films.
Is it Bella Lestrange?
It's not even Bella Lestrange. It's a woman who goes, "I haven't been fucked like that since grade school." A line that was replaced by the original line, which was, "I want to have your abortion." It's a fucked up movie. But really, the thing that about it too is like Fincher was given this film to do, despite the horror show that was Alien 3, despite the fact that the game was a good movie but didn't make a lot of money at the box office. And he was given this book. Fight Club is a book written by Chuck Palahniuk, and it's considered a book that was impossible to film because the book is written in the sort of manic way that Edward Norton's character thinks in the film.
Right.
And so it's a very non-linear, very like train of thought, and was considered unfilmable, and somehow Fincher made it work, man. And then you watch it like years later, it still holds up, and it's still just as bleak. And man, Brad Pitt is fucking hot in this movie. This is one of Brad Pitt's like early, like I'm still a heartthrob, but I can act films. Kind of like one of the ones on Kevin's list. So yeah, Fight Club, man, great movie.
Well, then that's a great segue into my movie, where
sir.
we have another David Fincher movie starring Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, and Kevin Spacey. This is from 1995. This was actually my first movie review for my school newspaper. Probably should not. It was high school, but still.
And then they interviewed a guy who fucked a woman with a knife, with a sword, with a sharp dildo,
strap on,
with a strap on sword dildo.
This is about two detectives who one is retiring. He's kind of worn out and done with the crime in the city, and
he's too old for this shit.
Yeah, and he's getting a new partner who is an up-and-coming detective trying to cut his teeth and prove his worth, coming from a small town, and they conflict, but they're stuck with this case together, following a serial killer who is murdering people using on the basis of the 7 deadly sins. From, I believe, you can correct me, Leo, this was from Dr. Seuss's 7 Rings.
Yes.
Inferno? Was it?
1 fish, 2 fish, hellfish.
Out, shout, not fish.
1 fish, 2 fish, dead fish, Paltrow's head.
I love this movie. It's such a good movie. It holds up, you know.
It's one of those movies I think I watch like once a year.
Yeah. Yeah,
As
and
bleak, depressing, and disturbing as it is, it's very rewatchable.
it's very rewatchable. And I don't like gore, but you
Mhm.
don't see the gore like you see the effects. But what's up?
You don't see any of the murders in this film.
Mm-mm.
What is it
Oh, you
about
see
the
one.
film that you want to see it again for the first time, though?
The ending.
Oh, the ending. Is
The
fucking
ending.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's trying to figure out what's in the box, man.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
But there's so much. I mean, when he goes to
The
was
drug
it
addict sloth. jump
Yes.
scare.
The jump scare.
The jump scare.
Man, that freaked me out. That freaked out the actual actor who was
Mhm.
what's his name, the doctor on Scrubs.
Oh, John C. McGinley who plays
Yes.
the cop. Yeah,
The cop. Scared the hell out of him because they
Well,
thought it was.
it's kind of it goes. Your next movie on your list has a similar thing where they didn't tell the actors about it. When he goes down to like look at the guy's face, he didn't know that the guy was going to still be alive. So the reaction you get is a real reaction.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of like the Trent Reznor being used.
Trent Reznor's score is fucking amazing.
Yeah, for the score. Yeah, I really like this movie.
Trent Reznor is amazing in that he went from being this like this alt rocker to being a great movie score guy. Like he did Seven and he did Social Network, and those scores are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I would like to see this again. So yeah, you don't see the only murder you see in the whole film is Kevin Spacey's death at the end. Like everything else is just the aftermath,
right?
But the aftermath is so brutal that it's like you feel like you see it.
Yeah.
That's why people claim that they see Gwyneth Paltrow's head at the end, but you never do.
No,
it's just the
they
idea.
did use it though. They did use it in another movie.
Well, that's actually an urban myth. That's not necessarily
they
the
did
truth.
Though. They used
that
it
movie
in
was like
Contagion.
15 years later. I don't know if the head would have still been around.
They used it in Contagion. You see it.
But did they really like make an
You think
entire
they remolded
head?
her face?
Like, well, did they like already have all the organs inside the fake head too? Like, I mean,
well, that I don't know.
I read that it was like that's an urban myth or what. I mean, I don't know. It could be true. Who knows? I would like it to be true. It's kind of funny that they saved Gwyneth Paltrow's head in case they needed it for later.
They kept it in the box.
They decided let's save the fake head just in case one day she makes goop. She takes a candle. It smells like her own vagina. Let's keep this fake head. Hey, Mike, what's your next one?
Let's get my next one since it's the same as yours. So I'm going to go with the 2001, 2002, and 2003 Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings.
Mike's cheating by doing a trilogy as one.
Well, they filmed it as one.
Yeah, I could have did The Godfather and put it on my list.
They filmed that all at once. They filmed this all at once. So yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll give it to you. The ruling is yeah.
Since we just talked about this, I'll keep this one short. I want to see this just because it's such a beautifully made movie.
Yes.
I mean, there really wasn't any real surprises for me because I read the books before. But the movie was done so beautifully. It's like
so
most people didn't think it'd actually be done. This movie was something that people didn't think it'd be done.
When you guys gave me a load of shit for not having read the Lord of the Ring books, I went out to Barnes and Noble and I got the little golden books. So I was able to get all three read in 2 nights.
Let me guess. He didn't even watch the movies. He watched the Rise and Back.
The Bass and Rag one. Yeah, it was the golden books. They rhyme too. It's like there once was a hobbit named Bilbo who gave a ring to his nephew Frodo. There once was a hobbit from the Shire.
He couldn't go out and get the Cliff Notes to read the books that way. God damn.
They still make Cliff Notes. You can do spark.
I wanted pictures.
Well, to go on what you were saying, Mike. Yeah, it's we said this in the fellowship episode last week that the cinematography, even though a lot of it is obviously like green screen, the cinematography is so fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful to look at. It was groundbreaking at the time. I was saying the Rohan the Riders of Rohan going into battle at Gondor in the final film. Just the scope of that scene where you see all the soldiers on horseback riding into the field, like it's phenomenal.
Or in the final film where the ghosts come off the ship.
Mhm.
That was just an awesome visual.
Legolas riding down the nose of the elephant.
Elephants, yeah.
Still only counts as one.
There was an edited part of Star Wars with Gimli saying that the Death Star only counts as one too.
Yeah, it only counts as one. What's her name? Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Hottest performance, Galadriel or Hela in Thor Ragnarok?
Hello. She had that goth girl thing going on.
She had that bad goth girl thing going on. Like, spank me, mama.
Mhm.
All right, Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna get moving because I'm really drunk now.
Yeah, I know. We can tell.
So I decided that like I said earlier, I was trying not to do all twist endings, so I did change a few. And I'm looking at my list here, and I realized that not only did all my movies come out in the 90s, only one I actually saw in the theater. And it's not this one, which I've already touted on the show as being my favorite movie of all time.
Anybody actually saw this movie in the theater.
Yeah, this was a real bomb at the box office. It got nominated for a bunch of Oscars, which is what actually increased its popularity. It earned more money in the box office after the Oscars and then became a staple on TBS, which is how it kind of became everybody's favorite movie. Shawshank Redemption, which came out in 1994, starring Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, among others. A movie that is my favorite of all time. I've said it numerous times. I was watching it before recording tonight, just because I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to watch it. It is a movie that, so the first time I saw this was I rented it from Blockbuster back when Blockbuster was still a thing. I rented it because a friend of mine actually saw it in the theater. I had a friend who would just kind of go to the movies randomly and just pick a movie out. And he saw this. He saw it was a Stephen King story that involved prisons. And he was like, I'll check it out. And he's like, dude, I know you'll love this movie. I know he kept telling me to watch it because he knew I would love it. I got it on video. I watched it. Now I watched it again and I watched it again. I kept watching it before I had to return the tape. So it's a movie that's very bleak and dark and depressing at the beginning, but then ends on such a note of hope and positivity at the end that it just uplifts you when the movie finally gets to the closing credits. And that feeling of hope and redemption that this movie gives you is so powerful that the first time I watched it, I was blown away by it. And I wish I could have that feeling again. I'm still enamored by the film when I watch it. I still feel good at the end of it. But man, there's no way to recapture that feeling I had the first time I watched this film. And I hope I articulated that well, because in my head it sounded good, but I know I'm probably slurring.
This time.
Would either of you like to say anything about Shawshank? Or should we just move on?
Enough about Shawshank through all these episodes throughout the years.
I've glazed Shawshank enough over the last 5 years. Kevin, what's your next one?
My next one is a small independent film from Ridley Scott back in, was it 79 or 79? Called Alien.
You can now see Sigourney Weaver's bush in 4K.
A little story about
it came out this
space
week.
Miners, and it came out this week. Space miners going out into space and mining.
You're
their
gonna
own
be
business.
5 or 6 years old. Miners, not miners.
I love that reference. Anyway, they get dropped out of hypersleep so that they could investigate a distress call on LV-426. And going there, they find a strange ship with strange things going on inside. And they end up bringing back inadvertently one of the strange things. And it was up.
Was it inadvertently?
I don't think there was the intention to bring it back. It's not like they had it on its hip, you know.
I'm talking about, sure the android didn't want to bring it back.
Yeah, it was like Ash's job to bring it back. Right?
Oh, that's right. Anyway, Ripley's the only one with any common sense trying to keep,
Because she owns
Kane in quarantine, but nobody listened. And there you go. She gets to be the only survivor because she listened to the rules. When you don't follow the rules, you end up dead or cocooned. So
she owns a cat. That's why.
right. Now, here's what I'll say. I know that the director's cut, there's a scene where you can go and you can see Dallas is cocooned and things like that, and it kind of goes into that whole thing. And the issue I have with that, and this comes after having seen the movie Aliens, is that there was no queen to have created the egg, to have affected Dallas and others. So it's good that was cut out because it just didn't lead. It would have posed so many more questions.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was in Aliens, and it had a good base for Aliens because the whole thing was on LV-426, and you were supposed to get more exposure. So,
something I like about Alien, the original Alien too, as opposed to like movies that come out nowadays. Like nowadays, a film is 3 hours because they have to explain everything because they think that the audience is fucking dumb. Alien was not 3 hours long. It didn't explain everything, and it's still a great movie because the mystery draws you in.
Right.
So why would space truckers have to stop for a distress call anyway? They explained it in one line. It's part of our contract. When the distress signal comes in, we have to report. That's all they say about it. That's their only excuse for landing on the planet.
And that's all you need because you never go against the contract.
Yeah, it's all you need. They talk about it in the film. They're union guys. They got to do their fucking job, And so, like, I like that it's very minimalist, and that is part of the charm of the film.
You don't get your share if you don't follow the contract.
Mike, what's your next one?
I am going with the 1984 little known movie by Cameron with like no name actors when it came out at the time. Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Michael Biehn. I think that was Arnold's first. No, he had Conan. He had Conan before that.
Arnold's first film was in 1969. It was a little film called Hercules in New York, where they actually dubbed his voiceover because nobody could understand his accent. And then in the 70s, he did a documentary called Pumping Iron. And then it was in the 80s that he started getting film roles. The first big film role for him was Conan the Barbarian, which led to Terminator.
Yeah.
Now, the Terminator robot was not supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really? Who was supposed to be?
James Cameron wanted Lance Hendrickson to play it because he wanted the robot to look like a very normal, like everyman.
Okay.
The studio wanted O.J. Simpson.
I think they were okay with Arnold.
That would not have aged well.
Wait, they wanted O.J. Simpson because he was a well-known person at the time. He was in the Police Squad movies and all. And Cameron said no because he was just too nice a guy. At the time, he was doing like the Hertz commercials. Like he was like a really had a nice guy image. And they settled on Arnold. And I think they made the right choice. And he threw Lance Hendrickson a bone. He made him the police chief in the film.
Yeah. Now I love this movie, just because of now I can go fucking Skynet with all this AI nowadays. But I thought it was done well. The time travel part of it, the paradox of, spoiler alert, that Reese is actually
John Cotter's father.
Goes back in time, fucks Sarah Connor, and then gets that.
Doctor Who talks about that in in the 12th Doctor's run where he talks about the bootstrap paradox. I came to this movie late because 1984 I was 7 years old, so I definitely didn't see it then. I don't know. I don't remember the first time I saw it. I don't know if I saw it before I saw Terminator 2, which is weird. I feel like I did see it first, but it wasn't until much later.
If you saw Terminator 2 first, going back to see Terminator 1 would have confused you.
Yeah, which is why I'm pretty sure I saw Terminator first, but it might have been like later on like home video or something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely for me. I can remember it distinctly. It was over at my friend Ryan's house. It was one of those late Friday nights. You can stay over, we'll order pizza and we'll watch a movie, you know?
Aside from this being a star-making turn for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who else had a very small but early role in this film?
Bill Paxton.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Starting a lifelong collaboration with James Cameron.
Yep.
And Phil Hartman.
Where's Phil Hartman?
No, my bad.
I was going to say, who is Phil Hartman playing this film?
I don't have the drop. You want to put the drop in there, Lee?
I don't even know what drop I would use for that.
Liar!
Phil Hartman. He plays the caveman lawyer in this film. I'm just a caveman.
They may not know much about time travel or terminating
robots.
People.
And don't knock AI. If it wasn't for AI, I couldn't run away from cryptids.
I know, but it just lets me, complain about it. Fucking goddamn.
Mike and I are going to collaborate on my fourth film because he also has this on his list. That is Jurassic Park.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't also on Kevin's list.
Yes.
Kevin talks about this movie, more than we do.
And I do love it. And I told you guys earlier, I probably would have put it on my list, except I wanted to kind of branch out from what we all had, So I found another movie that fit.
Lee, I could not leave it off my list.
Yeah. So for me, Jurassic Park is the movie that made me a cinephile, and I've said this plenty of times on the show, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but I loved movies. I'd always watched a lot of movies. I'd watched a lot of movies in the 80s. I'd seen some 70s films, but I wasn't like a movie aficionado. And then I saw Jurassic Park, and I was like, this is what a fucking movie can do. This is what a movie can be. This is Spielberg. I've seen other Spielberg films. Have I not really been paying attention to the fact that they're Spielberg? And this is the movie that opened up a world of cinema for me. And from here, I just started consuming as much as I could, completing filmographies for directors and actors, and just watching the Oscars and kind of getting. And this is the movie that made me love movies the way I do now.
I think I have. I mean, in my opinion, it was the risk of the chance of using CGI and trying CGI for the the widescreen or the wide shot dinosaur scenes that probably set it apart from just being another science fiction movie, Spielberg movie, is that this was groundbreaking in terms of what you could do with computer generated imaging in terms of creating dinosaurs' looks and movements and feels to make it look real. Prior to this, you had The Abyss, you had Terminator 2, but those were done in small doses. And this was completely groundbreaking.
And it was still using practical effects in the mixture as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the movie where, we hate to mix. We don't like all CGI. It is the movie that was the torch passer from practical effects, CGI.
It's the bridge. It's definitely the bridge film. You have to think this came out 10 years after The Last Starfighter, which is the first film to really deeply use computer graphics. It had Tron a little bit, but Last Starfighter was the first one to use whole scenes of computer graphics. Then very, very, very basic. And then Jurassic Park comes along 10 years later. It comes out around the same time as Lawnmower Man and a bunch of other movies that were starting to get into CGI and special effects, but nothing was like Jurassic Park.
Nothing like that. No,
Johnny Mnemonic.
You have to think it's because I'm not even going to laugh. I know you're might be fucking with me or not, but that is a movie that uses special effects, but not great. Hackers is another one kind of came around this time. But like Jurassic Park, and I think it's because it's Spielberg.
Mhm.
If it wasn't Spielberg, I don't know if this film would have succeeded.
Mhm.
Because they were originally going to use claymation, like Ray
Yeah.
Harryhausen type.
They had
type
stop
dinosaurs.
motion. They were
Yeah.
working with it. They were
working
starting it.
with Phil Tippett, who was a
Mhm.
student of Ray Harryhausen, and he saw the computer graphics and went, "Well, I'm out of a job." So yeah, Jurassic Park for me is the movie that started. We wouldn't be doing this podcast today if it wasn't for Jurassic Park. So Mike, you have anything else you want to say about it? Because you have it on your list too.
No, I think we pretty much hit all the
Exhausted it.
points on that one.
So the next one on Kevin's list, the three of us saw in the theater together with all of our significant others at the time. I don't know who Kevin's was at the time, but
That would have been Maria.
it was okay. Yeah, it was not the one that he's with now.
No.
No.
Oh, there's been a list.
Mike and I have been with the same significant others for a while. But yes, we all saw this in the theater together, and it was an amazing experience. It was such a fun film. So, Kev, why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
So, I may have mentioned this earlier. I do like Christopher Nolan films. This one is
conversation at the beginning of
the and honestly, I love Batman. Batman's my favorite superhero. So Christopher Nolan doing the Dark Knight series, the trilogy, the taking the helm of it was just wonderful for me. And though Batman Begins was a really, really well done movie, I was really looking forward to this, the Dark Knight. And this was a version of the Joker I would never have even thought of, like it was out of the box. It was, I mean, this is chaos. Heath Ledger did an amazing job of personifying chaos in a character. I love that the backstory is it's intentionally muddled. There's so many. How you want to know how he got these scars and he's got where he came from. The theories as to what actually happened to him. I love the one where people think he's a vet, suffering from PTSD, and running with that. But just how well of a job this movie was. It was so much fun to watch.
I even like the minimal use of Two-Face in the film.
Yeah. And actually, not to completely gush over Heath Ledger, but Aaron Eckhart did a very good job with Two-Face. The makeup and the effects used for Two-Face. It's tough to kind of, you look at Tommy Lee Jones and it's so cartoony, and you think of the character itself, and it's like, how do you make that real? How do you use the elements of realism for that? And then you look at what they did, and it's like, oh my God, it's terrifying, but it's also like, The
TV show Gotham, never like closed on the deal, but they used to tease Two-Face whenever Harvey Dent appeared.
Right.
Whenever the Harvey Dent character appeared, there was always a shadow over the left side of his face.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the tease for it. They never went through with it. So then you get the Aaron Eckhart Two-Face in this film, and he's great in it too, because he's so good at playing that like handsome, dashing, like do-gooder hero character.
Yeah.
So that when he has his fall at the end, you really feel for it. Like you see why he's crashed out at this point. Such a fucking amazing film. I think Dunkirk is Nolan's best film, but Dark Knight is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm a big Batman fan to begin with. So
I just saw it was a short video clip of an interview with the guy who played the the Asian bookkeeper, and the scene where the Joker jumps and slides down this massive money pile,
Yes.
and the guy's like, it's like 2 stories tall, and he just, without hesitation, jumps and rides it down, grabs a handful of a wad of cash, tosses it in first take, hits me in the head with it. I said, he's like, this is amazing.
How many people do you think are unaware of the fact that he just basically lit that guy on fire? He burns a pile of money. The dude's sitting on top of it, and you don't think about it because the camera cuts away. But I'm like, this dude's sitting on top of that pile of money as it's burning.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember when Heath Ledger was cast, how crazy people went. Because this was coming right off of Brokeback Mountain, and they're like, "What? The gay cowboy's going to play the Joker?" It was like early internet anger, and then they started dropping hints of what he was going to look like, and then the film came out, and it was like nobody could think of anybody else other than him.
Well, because think about it, he played the gay cowboy, he played The Knight's Tale, he was the heartthrob.
He was a heartthrob, and then this is a movie that showed he can act.
Yeah,
I think it's arguable that he and Jack Nicholson are the two best live action Jokers.
I'd agree.
I'm saying live action because I love the Mark Hamill animated Joker, but if you're talking live action, they're the top two.
You don't like the '60s Joker?
I like the Cesar Romero Joker, but it's campy like the show is. It's a campy portrayal. I can't stand the Jared Leto version.
No, it's horrible.
I like the Cameron Monaghan version from Gotham, although they never call him the Joker because they didn't have the rights to the character. But
and he played
several
different versions of him.
Yeah, he played multiple characters playing the Joker. What's your last one there, Mike?
You want to go with your last one and keep a round circle?
Well, we just did the Dark Knight on Kevin's list.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go do mine and then we'll do yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So my last one on my list.
Oh, we do mine. We do Kevin's. And we do yours. Mine. The last five back in order.
Dude, I've been drinking a lot. Don't make this hard for me.
Do yours. Kevin does his, and I do mine last.
Sounds good. All right. So my last one on my list is Reservoir Dogs. Now, I put this on my list because I love Quentin Tarantino. I love his films. This is his first movie, Reservoir Dogs. I did not see this in the theater. I remember seeing it I used to look at the daily news movie section a lot when I was at work at the time. I was a teenager, and I would used to read the movie section all the time. And I remember seeing the review for this and thinking, "What the fuck is this movie? The hell's a Reservoir Dog?" Not really being interested in it. And then it came out on cable. And it was at the time where I was just kind of watching everything I could watch. And I remember seeing it pop up on cable, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. And just being blown away by this movie. It was visceral and bloody and funny. And these characters were just having regular conversations, not even talking about the plot, just having normal everyday conversations, that these kind of characters would have. There's this scene where he cuts the cop's ear off and you don't see it, but just imagining it makes it even more disturbing. And I remember watching it going, man, and this is, as I said at the time, I'm starting to get into film. And I'm like, I wonder who this guy is, this Quentin Tarantino guy. I wonder if he's going to make another movie. His next movie was Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Which is touted as his best movie, I think. But it would be nowhere without Reservoir Dogs. And I wish I had gotten a chance to see this in the theater because this was such it was a transcendental moment for me because I was like, wow, this is a new voice that I can't wait to see more from. So that's all I got to say about that. Kevin's last one.
My last one is a Steven Spielberg movie. It is one that kind of was a starting point for Tom Hanks getting himself involved in making his own movies centered around World War II. It's Saving Private Ryan. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. The first 20 minutes, just heartbreaking, amazingly shot. You feel engulfed in the war at that point. You feel engulfed in the first 20 minutes of the fighting, and then to watch the story play out, and the questions going back and forth within that group who's, what makes this person worth saving, what makes him worth risking our lives for, and you just feel it throughout the movie with, people, the whole group passing at certain points, great job by Tom Hanks and Barry Pepper and Giovanni Ribisi. Vin Diesel obviously had a major role in the movie.
No, you're joking, but like he was actually pretty good in it. Everybody in the film, everybody in that film did the job that they had to do.
Right.
Like there was no wasted space.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni Ribisi death scene is still one of like the most heartbreaking scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah. He's crying out for his mom and then I can't remember the name of the actor who played the recorder, the typist.
Oh yeah, Upham.
Yeah.
I don't remember the actor's name, but I know the character was Upham.
I'm trying to look it up now. It's Jeremy Davies.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Davies. And he's like the voice of reason, where everybody's kind of like strung out and really just questioning the entire mission. And he's like, you can't do this. It's not right. And even at the end where he realizes his following the code of ethics and everything else kind of comes back and bites him in the ass. It's just really well done.
His last scene in the film where he shoots the German guy, who's like, who knows him, and he's like, up him, and he shoots him, and it's like you see a man reach the breaking point. It's like so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I debated putting Schindler's List on my list for first time watch because, and not so much the movie itself, but just the experience of it. It's one of the most surreal movie going experiences I had because at the end of the film, nobody in the theater moved. It was silent for like 10 minutes with people just trying to digest what they just saw. And I had the same kind of feeling with Saving Private Ryan, especially after that opening scene. Great pick.
Yeah.
Mike, what is your last one?
Mine is a little animated movie that came out in.
Mike just wants to relive childhood trauma.
I did not put a never-ending story on here if I wanted to do that. I would have. 1982, The Secret of Nim. Don Bluth directed, voice acted with Dom DeLuise, Shannon Doherty, and Will Wheaton also was in this. In the 80s, if it was an animated movie, it was Disney.
Yeah.
Disney was everything. This is groundbreaking that it's not Disney. It was a United Artists film.
But Don Bluth, wasn't he like a disgruntled, like former Disney employee?
He was.
Well, a lot of the, what happened was this was pitched to Disney and they said no. So Bluth left.
Yeah.
Disney said, we can't be killing mice. That would ruin our image.
Yeah. No, they just didn't want to do dark.
We are the friend of the rodents.
And also,
they didn't want to do dark. Didn't they do the Black Cauldron?
After this made a hit.
And then that one bombed.
So, I mean, this was a Disney-esque, no, not Disney, but darker.
Oh, fuck.
So dark. Oh, it's not as dark as Watership Down, but
I kind of equate them because I seen them both around the same time, probably a little too young, and they were both like nightmare-inducing films.
Ranks right up there with Return to Oz.
Watership Down came out in '78, so
yeah. We counted it. We did a film. We did like a review of like animated films in the 80s or something. We kind of counted it because it played a lot on cable in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now Adrian wishes she could see Return to Oz for the first time all over again.
Oh, talk about nightmare fuel. So, like I said, it's darker for most cartoons that you would animated films you would see at the time. So it's just made you see what you could actually do with animation at the time. It makes me wish I could see it again.
Yeah, I kind of miss that era of animation. We don't really get that anymore. It's more computer
An
generated.
American Tail.
Yeah.
Let's Go to Heaven.
Even like 80s into like even in the like early 90s, you had a lot of like really fun like animated films like that.
Yeah, hand drawn.
Yeah.
The animals are the people, not
Mhm.
people are the people.
Yeah. So why didn't we include Empire Strikes Back on any of our lists? You would think a movie that revealed that Darth Vader is Luke's father would be a movie that would be like, I didn't include it because I feel like Empire Strikes Back has become such a cultural reference that it doesn't matter if you've seen it for the first time. Somebody out there is going to be seeing it for the first time.
Yes,
because it's such a staple of the cultural zeitgeist that somebody's going to see it for the first time at some point, and they're going to have the same reaction we all had. So I don't feel like it's something I need to rewatch. For myself, I had a few honorable mentions. Cabin in the Woods, which is one of my favorite horror films of the last 20 years, which has a really great twist ending. The Sixth Sense, probably M. Night Shyamalan's best film, also his first film.
well, we both took it off our list because
We both took it off our list because we both saw it on our list, and nobody ended up talking about it. But it has one of the most solid twist endings in the history of cinema. I saw this in the theater. One of my favorite all-time theater-going experiences when everybody realized at the same time what the hell was going on. Rocky, because as somebody who grew up in South Philly, it's like a staple of my childhood.
And you have to say it or to take away your Italian card.
Yeah, you take away that and The Godfather. I take away your Italian card. And for me, The Thing, not my favorite John Carpenter film, but one of the best John Carpenter films in terms of how it ends and the mystery that's left behind and the questions you're still answering and the use of practical effects that scare the shit out of you. So I don't know if you guys had any like honorable mentions or anything, but
no, I think we hit.
Yeah, I think we're closing in on 2 hours here, so we should probably get moving. No beer trivia this week, but we do have a cinema quote.
I think anger does fuel a successful acting career. To play the great roles, you have to learn how to blaze. Christopher Plummer.
You would know. He played a Klingon.
He did. He liked Shakespeare in its original Klingon.
And he also, sang and, Sound of Music.
Yeah. Yeah, he sang what was Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
How are our drinks this evening, gentlemen?
Hey.
Both mine were delicious. I was surprised at how much I liked the prickly pear sour. It was not too tart. It was juicy. It had a juicy taste to it.
Juicy?
Yeah, juicy.
It gushed in his mouth.
And the crisp lime was refreshing. This would be a good poolside beer.
Nice. Mike, were you able to capture that feeling you had the first time you had a devil's backbone?
I wish I could, but it's still delicious.
And I had a cocktail made with writer's tears, Irish whiskey, because I'm celebrating the fact that I just was offered a book contract for my new novel. I will have further details once everything's ironed out. I can't say anything more than that. So thank you to everybody who supports our podcast. Anybody out there who's been watching my Leo Runs from Cryptids web series, thank you for the support as well. Please continue watching. And thank you for joining us tonight for episode 239. Movies so good, we wish we could unsee them. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Don't forget, you can email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media podcast links. Watch us on the Pod Nation Media Network, on Roku, on Rumble, or on YouTube. Support us at patreon.com/filmsandfermentation or text us at 904-867-4466. And don't forget to join us next time around at the crossroads between pickled and fermented for episode 240. We're going to do a recasting episode. We haven't done one in a while, but we're going to do a little special twist on this. Each of us is going to choose one of the 5 movies that we wish we could watch again for the first time and recast it next week. And I'm thinking we don't tell each other what movies we chose. Let's make it a surprise.
Works for me.
So each of us will choose one of our 5 films, and we will try to recast it. So make sure you join us for that, folks. In the meantime, I'm Leo, and I'm really drunk. He's Mike, and he hasn't said anything yet.
Well, yeah, I didn't hear Kevin say his
I didn't hear Leo say he's
I said,
Leo.
I'm Leo, and I'm really drunk.
Oh, I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
I'm off tomorrow, which is awesome.
I'm waiting for Kevin because he's always second. I'm like,
You must have you cut out when you said your name, and I heard I'm really drunk, and I'm like, okay, we'll say your name.
Most professional podcast in the world, folks. That's why we're number 1 in Madagascar. This has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. Cheers, everybody.
cheers. Yeah, I have to work tomorrow.